Well, hello again, and welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. I hope that everyone had a magnificent Monday. I cannot complain. We had a field trip, so hey, it was all good for me. All right, do me one small favor, folks, if you will, in order to continue to help the channel grow, if you will. Please, please, please hit that little thumb. That is the like button. I promise you it will not cost you anything. It's all free. And again, you are assisting and helping us to continue to grow the channel. I won't be before you long, but I will be strong. I will do the roll call momentarily. And so this is just heartbreaking. I feel so bad for Miss Prosperity and all of the other people who live in Chicago who have more than 2 brain cells, and they are being punished even though they are voting correctly. And it's just heartbreaking in my view. And all we can do at this point is just pray. This is just heart wrenching. And I've been so upset, with everything in relation to Chicago, because this is not right. How you doing? How you doing? Traveling Mom is here, and Emma, Prosperity, Stacy, Doreen, excuse me. Bobby is here. And I just wanted to share some information with you. And again, you can go back. We've been talking about the issue in Chicago. They spent all the money on illegals, and now they are trying to tax everyone else, American citizens out of the wazoo. Doreen, I understand. That is just so not right. Tina, he's a slimy rat, he's a dirt bag, he's a scumbag, the whole bunch of other words that we can call him. Okay, Doreen, I feel so bad for you. I do. That is just totally unacceptable. And so people, and for people that don't know how this works, you don't pay your property taxes. I don't care if your home, your home is paid off. They take your home. And remember, if you go back and look at, how you doing, ZG? Go back and look at some of my other videos. Again, I told you when the Biden-Harris administration flooded this country with these illegals, they weren't bringing them here to be your friends. They were brought here to replace you. And we're, thank God Chicago citizens are trying to stand up against this tyranny. The left is always talking about tyranny. This is tyranny. How is this fair? So Chicago residents are having a property tax bill burning party after they received their new property tax bills that have increased significantly. And this is so sad because some people who could not pay it, they did lose their home. How is that helping, Americans? It's not. And of course, as soon as they lose a home, boom, they're moving, I talked about this, I think Sunday, yesterday, me and Prosperity talked about this. Family that they brought in and gave them brand new furniture, bought them a house. They had been here since 2022. You have people who've lived there all their lives. They don't have that opportunity. Yes, Tina, they have. ZG, I hope you're all right. Tina, it is heartbreaking. I've seen some clips and there's some older people on there. You know, sometimes their family's not quite in touch with them the way they should be. And their tax bill is just so much they can't pay it and they're losing their homes. That is not right. You know, and then, eventually, like some other communities, they become gentrified. And so it's awful. How you doing, ZG? Here you go. All right. And so I wanted to share this with you. And again, I feel bad for the people who are voting the right way. Like Prosperity, she and her husband. They're not voting for these clowns, but they're caught up in this nonsense because of the idiots that they're surrounded by. Whoa. So anyway, Rolynn, that 4 years of illegals destroyed this. Yes, Doreen, this damage that the Jim Crow, Joe Biden, Harris, Curry Queen administration has unleashed on America. Doreen, I've said that. God, I wish people stop voting blue no matter who. I've said it 1,000 times. So they, again, increase property taxes due to budget shortfalls. Okay? So let's watch this. I have a few clips to share with you. I know it's heart-wrenching. I agree, Tina. It is heartbreaking. It is just so sad. You have a bunch of elderly people who've worked all their lives. They've paid their homes off. And now some of them are being put out of their homes because they cannot pay the property taxes. And it's just sad. All right, let's watch this.
Well, people have gathered here tonight at Harmony Community Church here in Lawndale as they're trying to light the way to fairness with this bonfire and discussion tonight. Many homeowners across Chicago receiving a hefty property tax increase in the mail, and they're all wondering where that money is going.
How can you maintain your home if your taxes are constantly going up?
Homeowners in Lawndale are searching for answers together tonight about their property tax hikes. Community leaders partnered with the Lawndale Christian Development Corporation to host this bonfire, allowing neighbors to discuss their options. One man says he received a bill this week that was $977 more than what he paid last year.
Tax increase is tied to a TIF that I have no idea why. Ogden Pulaski TIF is collecting money from our neighbors in our streets, but we're not being notified for what or why it's in the bill.
The group discussed a number of solutions for the issue, including an effort to propose new policy, which would be modeled after California's Prop 13. That would limit property taxes to 1% of assessed value, with annual increases capped at 2%. Homeowners are also frustrated because they feel like they're not seeing the tax hikes lead to notable investment in their neighborhoods.
There's been a divestment in this community for the most part, but it seems like
basically taxation without representation. Boom, there you go.
Now that people have found an interest in reclaiming the neighborhood, now it's like we're being taxed for prosperity.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas also spoke earlier today on the tax bills while at a Rainbow Push event. She says there are new avenues for homeowners to pay these bills at their own pace.
You do not have to pay your bill on December 15th. Did you hear that? You don't have to pay it. Let me tell you why. We went to Springfield last year and set up a payment plan.
Payment plan, ma'am. Some of these people, again, they're on Social Security. They're already struggling. So even if you set up a payment plan, many people still will not be able to afford it. Tina, Mayor Johnson lied to him, his campaign trail. He would not raise property taxes. Boom. Brandon has done this so he can take these people's home. My girls, say it again for the people in the back. My girls has been with me for a long time. I am pinning her comment. Please make sure that you read it. This is the end game, people. This is it. I will read it. Brandon has done this so he can take these people's homes to give to the illegals. Boom. No lies were told. How you doing, Prosperity? Oh my God. Taking America, these people are elderly. They have worked. They are retired. I've seen it. It's happening in New York. I've seen it on the news. It's happening in other sanctuary cities. They are taking people's homes. And then we know who gets them eventually once you've gone through the process. Illegals. Oh.
It says you could go online on December 16th and find payment plans for up to.
And they're saying you can go online and find payment plans. These elderly people don't know how to use a computer. I'm talking about some of these old people, like some of the people that I've seen in news stories. They don't use computers. This is so wrong on so many levels. Someone needs to do something. This is not right. Oh my God.
13 months. That's welcome news to these homeowners, but they still want some clarity on those tax hikes.
We understand utilities are going up and things of that nature, but it's a valuation issue. Like we don't have schools we need, those economics that aren't here, but we're being charged to pay for economics in other people's communities.
Now, some people here tell us they haven't even received their property tax bills yet, but we are told that those are going out around Chicago throughout this week.
Now, you tell me how that's fair. So again, who's losing? American citizens are losing. And they're doing this, and I've seen it. Like I said, how you doing, Dawn? I've watched many stories where people have worked and now they can't afford the taxes. Yes, Dawn, it is awful. Tina, yes. I can't with him. I cannot. So there's one story, and then that's just a landlord. And here's another story. So all of these stories, and let me show you this. Welcome to Democrat-run Chicago, home of triple-digit new property tax hikes. Cook County homeowners are getting their tax bills in the mail, and they're seeing a 16% rise in the city alone, with communities like North Lawndale up 98%, Inglewood is up 82%, and West Garfield Park is up a staggering 133%. Ouch. At some point, Chicagoans need to realize that you don't just have a spending problem, you have a Democrat problem. That's what we've been saying. Oh my God.
Property tax bills, some bills going up 100%. Cook County Treasurer's Office did a property tax analysis, and Treasurer Maria Pappas joining me now to talk about that study. I really appreciate you being here, Treasurer. So let's just get right to it. I mean, the sticker shock is real.
And again, for the people, now think about this. We keep talking about people voting blue no matter who. These Black communities they have evaluated their properties, and she's running for mayor. Oh God. Oh my God. Again, they need to stop with the Democrats. But I'm saying, folks, this is not right. And you should see you're voting for Democrats, and they're not helping you do anything. They're taking from you. Wake up. Oh my God. Robert, how are you? ZG, that's what I'm talking about, payment plans. But from what I was reading, Prosperity, tell me what you know. The property tax hikes are happening in these Black communities, the people who are voting for these Democrats. So you are actually voting for your own demise. You're voting for Democrats, and they're the ones taking your homes. Tina, this is totally ridiculous. They should not have to pay those property taxes like that. Yeah. So again, you keep voting for Democrats. And our great sister, Miss Prosperity, is too intelligent to vote for those snakes, but she's still caught up in this nonsense. James said, did she ride a broom into this interview? James, oh my God, my girls is rubbing off on you. It looks like she did. Prosperity said this witch is running for mayor. My girls, Cruella DeVille needs to go and find all 100 of her Dalmatians and sit down. James, why did you have to get my girl started? She was doing so well. Oh my God. I knew I wouldn't be able to get through this. Oh my God. She was doing so well. And then, James, you had to get her started. Oh, well, let me continue, folks. This is so sad.
Your office find.
We found that when commercial went down, residences went up.
But when you say went up, we're talking by how much here?
By taxes. So it depends upon the neighborhood. Generally, across the city, everything's up 16%, which is kind of scary, okay? But in West Garfield Park, it's up 133%, okay? So in African-American neighborhoods, North Lawndale is up 98%. And 82% in Englewood. So you're saying, how in the world did this happen?
Yeah.
This happened because the commercial base of the city, all these high rises, commercial buildings that you see downtown are unrented because the businesses have left the city.
Okay, now what is she failing to mention? She's explaining why their tax bills have ballooned to this point. Baldwin Bird, she from Halloween. Okay, you've corrupted Baldwin Birds, and I didn't think that could be done. With these property taxes, you're paying the mortgage all over again. Boom, Tina. This is not right. Hit that like button for me, please, folks. If you think this is not right, share this stream out. We stand with Chicago. Wait, who even is this hag? Baldwin. Oh, Lord. Don King called in and said he wants his wig. Oh my God. Yes, Doreen. Doreen, this is what I'm trying to make people understand. The black people, now they're white liberals and Hispanic liberals as well, but we're talking about all these black people in Chicago that keep voting for the Democrats. And look at what they're doing. They're taking from you your homes. Wake up. Jeez.
That means they're not paying property taxes.
Yeah, so somebody had to pick it up. So the residences are picking it up. So if you think about it, we had just done a study saying that African American and Latinos don't appeal their property taxes. Only 27,000 out of the 200,000 appealed. So the
other people don't have to appeal them. You don't jack their property taxes up the way you do to Black and Latino communities. So stop it. And Prosperity just told us this lady is running for mayor. So now she's coming in, I guess, as a savior. Yes, Doreen, crime. And we know what they did with their money. So that she won't say it because, she's on that same agenda. But yeah, we know what happened to the money. We already know.
Residences aren't appealing. What can you do about it? We came up with a payment plan calculator. We have reduced interest rate from 18% to 9%. So not on December 15th, the due date, but on December 16th, you can go to my website and set up a 13-month payment plan. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay.
So she's stressing you don't have to pay it right then and there. But for some of these people just barely making it, they still don't have that kind of money. So she's making it seem so nice and simple. And this is just not, reality. It's not.
On December 15th, you can pay December 16th by setting up a payment plan for 13 months. And that really helps people. The next thing that you can do is you need to vote. If you don't like this, you are part of the 80% of the people who did not vote in the last election. And I see this every day. Every day people are complaining to me. And so I'm like, did you vote? No. Did you vote? No. Did you vote? No. So you have to appeal as a resident. You have to get up, get out and vote instead of complaining. And then the third thing is you need to read your tax bill. At the top of the tax bill, it says, where did your money go? If you look at where did your money go, what it tells you is that over 60% of the money in the city of Chicago is going to the Board of Education or
going to a failing school system. And again, she won't mention the money that was spent on illegals. So stop it, man. You're full of it, Drusilla, whatever it is that my girls called her.
Many instances, right up front, it will tell you the tax increment financing district that it's going to. So where does your money go? Shows you how much it went up and how much it went down and where it went. So I would say the most important thing here is to read your bill that I sent you. And it shows.
They're reading it, ma'am, but they still don't have the money because of the astronomical price increases. Doreen, don't vote Democrat. Boom. My girl, just because they don't vote doesn't mean you dirty slime balls can take advantage of them. You got that right, my girls. Because a lot of people didn't sit, they like, hey, there's nothing but garbage that's running. So some people did sit it out. James. Okay. And then there's Maud. And then there's Maud. Oh my God.
You who you're paying and what you're paying. You have the opportunity once a year for every government that's listed on the left-hand side of your bill to go to a public hearing. Right now, you could go to the city of Chicago and voice your opinion, but nobody knows that there's a public hearing to go to.
Yeah.
An opinion is just like a nose. Everyone has one. Who cares about opinions? And you've raised these property taxes where these elderly people cannot pay them. And I told you, those of you just joining, hit the like button. I was watching some videos where elderly people were losing their homes because they could not pay the tax bills. Okay? So she needs to shut up.
What needs to, I mean, because this is going to be devastating for thousands, tens of thousands potentially of people, I mean, of homeowners, if their bill goes up anywhere from 16 to 100%. So what needs to change other than voting and appealing? But what needs to change so that this burden doesn't continue to fall on homeowners?
If I have $1,000 and I spend $2,000, I'm in trouble. The city of Chicago last year spent an extra $600 million. So
notice she never says what they spent the money on. Is maybe I need to get a hearing aid. Has anyone heard Drusilla mention where all the money went? Maybe my girls, James, Mare, Doreen, Tina, CJ. Someone tell me. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was taking a quick nap. Baldwin's, CG. Ever notice she never says what happened to the money? Yes, Greg. Boom. How you doing, CJ? Thank you for joining us.
It's got to come from somewhere.
No, it's got to come. No, you got to stop spending.
Well, right. No, I understand that. I understand that.
If you stop spending, but if you stop increasing the spending, then the bills are going to go flat.
Yeah.
It won't go up. But if you keep saying that I only have 1,000 and every year I'm going to spend 5,000, you're going to have properties that jump from 1,000 every time the bill comes out to 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
and that's really
devastating.
Yeah, she was worthless. ZG, that's what I'm saying. Prosperity was at the meeting today. Prosperity, drop us some nuggets in the chat section, please, love. Oh my God. I can't with these people. They are so full of it. All right here. Chicago homeowners demand answers. Speak out at property tax bonfire. This was 11 hours ago. Fox News. Lawndale homeowners report little neighborhood improvements despite higher tax bills. And so they're blowing smoke up their rears is what they're doing. Okay, you still working on that? Okay, Prosperity. Drop your channel link, love. Thank you. Thank you. Tina said it. Notice she never says anything. Any of these demon rats that we hear talking, they never mention the millions that were spent on illegals. Never. Yes, Doreen. The higher the taxes, the more difficult it makes for people to afford their property tax, which sounds like they're trying to seize homes due to unpaid back taxes. CJ, you're just joining us. They have already done that. It's so sad. I was looking at some people, and this was in New York and other places, but Chicago too. And a matter of fact, the next time I go live, I'll try to find at least one of those clips. And that's what they're doing. So for all these black shills who keep voting for Democrats, you're voting for the people who are taking your homes, and that is stupid. Brenda, how you doing? How are you? It's to me, this is wrong on so many levels. That lady running for mayor looks like she could be in Wicked movie. Robert, that's what they're saying. Oh my God. Cam was just in Dearborn and the Muslims were following them with 2 drones and surrounded them a few times. Whoa, thank you. U.S. Army retired. Thank you for your service, sir. CJ, thank you for your service, sir. All right. This is just terrible. Hopefully that tax increase will wake the black community up. Robert, so they'll stop voting for these Democrats. They're replacing you. They're taking your homes and you're still voting for them. Hit that like button, folks. So look at this. In Lawndale neighborhood on Chicago's west side, residents told ABC7 Chicago that despite higher property tax bills, little has changed on their streets, leaving them frustrated over where their money is going. And they're not going to tell you. But dial my phone number and I'll tell you where your money went, ma'ams and sirs, to the illegals. So they're talking about there's been a divestment in their community. The tax increase, and so of course they're going to tell a lie about where the money is going. The tax increase is tied to a TIF that I have no idea why. Worthy said it's collecting money from our neighbors on our streets, but we're not being notified for why it's in the bill. Oh, a TIF or tax increment financing is a funding tool that uses the increase in property tax revenue within a designated area to fund local redevelopment and infrastructure projects, according to the City of Chicago's government website. We understand utilities are going up and things of that nature, but it's a valuation issue, Worthy said. We don't have the schools we need, of course, because they gave a lot of buildings to the illegals so that they could be housed and comfortable. It's economics that are not here, but we're being charged to pay for economics in other people's communities. So this guy, he was trying to be politically correct. He did not want to come out and say that we're being charged to take care of illegals. And we know that's what he's referencing. If we read between these little lines right here, that's what he's saying. The Illinois Policy Institute, a nonpartisan research organization, found more than half of a Chicago homeowners' property tax bill goes to Chicago public school. Everybody see that? And we know Chicago schools are failing. That's a ripoff right there. Okay. And if you didn't know, Illinoisans pay the second highest property tax rate in the U.S., shelling out about 2.07% of their property values each year. That's more than double the national rate, the organization noted. It's even worse in Cook and the Collar counties. Cook County in 2022 ranked among the nation's 100 most expensive for property taxes. Maya sisters, how you doing, love? Haven't seen you in a while. I hope that everything is good for you and your family. Maya, one unreported point about Chicago property tax increases. We needed to cover underfunded government employee pensions. Okay, funding for illegal immigrants is the problem, but there is a pension crisis. Yeah, and we're saying that. But when they come on and start talking, they don't say anything about illegals. And we know, I've done several videos. Many of you have been here. Mayor, the Illinois lottery was supposed to pay for the schools. Well, Mayor, we know how they operate there. All right. And so this is astounding. And now if you're paying more property taxes than people in California, you are being ripped off. I mean, horribly. So Cook County in 2022 ranked among the nation's 100 most expensive for property taxes. Property taxpayers spending more than the typical homeowners in California's Orange County, Los Angeles County, or San Diego. And we know they're paying through the wazoo as well. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson facing pushback from city council members over his proposal to extract a record $1 billion from TIF districts to balance his $16 billion 2026 budget. The Chicago Tribune reported in late October. You see why he has so many police officers surrounding him. He's in fear for his life. And how many times has he been to the hospital for those panic attacks? Now we see why. Robert, she does look like Maud. Boom. And then there's Maud. And then there's Maud. And I still look at that show. I love Beyonce. All right. So the proposal would draw funds from 68 of the city's 108 TIF districts, including several on the south and west sides, raising concerns among aldermen about potential delays and long-promised neighborhood improvements. And we know that's all they do is make promises. They never do anything. You have to be illegal for them to do anything for you. We are fully aware of that. That's okay, Tijuana border jumper. We're glad you're here, love. CJ, they're raising taxes because President Trump cut off their federal funding. Boom. And CJ, we said this before you joined us. They had money. They spent it on illegals. And then when Trump cut them off, that's why that idiot keeps blaming President Trump. No, President Trump is very intelligent not to give him or any other sanctuary city any money, because it's not going to be spent on American citizens. And I have a very severe problem with that. Yes, ZG. Yes. The mayor screwed them. Yes, Tijuana. Oh my God, it's awful. Oh, hit the like button, folks. Share the stream out, please, if you will. Traveling Mom, how you doing, love? And supporters say the move will shore up city finances, boost school funding. Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas, she's running for mayor. Oh my God, at a Chicago Rainbow Push Coalition event Saturday, the homeowners can find property tax bill payment plans for up to what, 13 months? But again, if you don't have that money with these people on fixed incomes, Tijuana, you know she's red hot mad about this, because she and her husband, they're voting the right way, but they're suffering because they're surrounded by idiots. Yes, ZG. So, you know, and she's up here, this lady who's running for mayor, she's up here, oh, well, you don't have to pay it all on December 15th. You can set up payment plans. And they already don't have the money. These people who are on, you know, fixed income, Social Security, where are they going to get that kind of money? Oh. And so I wanted to share this with you too. So we're going down the line. Chicago Democrats do it again, burning through the cash of hardworking taxpayers. How does Chicago Public Schools think this is okay when the city is already taxing people to the brink? Homeowners just got their property tax bills this week, and many are shell-shocked by increases they simply can't afford. Meanwhile, once bustling areas like State Street and the Mile are full of shuttered shops, businesses that couldn't survive, constant theft, and zero accountability. And don't get me started on the revenue-generating ideas from Chicago Mayor, of course, the great emperor, who'd rather distract everyone with more Trump bad rhetoric. Boom. And that's all he ever says. Tijuana, right. Oh my God. She didn't say anything about that, Mayor, but you see how flippant she was, talking about, oh, they don't have to pay it. You know, we can give them a payment plan. What good is a freaking payment plan if you still don't have the money when you're on a fixed income? Thank you, Prosperity, for dropping that link. All that talk about racism disappears pretty fast when the tax man comes for your wallet. Boom. I agree with that. How you doing, Ruby? I guess, Ruby, and look, everyone looked at those of you who just came in, look at the pinned comment that I pinned from my girls. This is what it's all about. And it's so sad. These people continue to go out here and vote for these Democrats. And these are the people who are taking their home. They're being replaced. And they are helping the Democrats to replace them. Yes, Doreen, you do. Let me show you this. Chicago Public Schools has infuriated parents after being caught spending millions. Look at this, folks. So this is where some of the money is going as well. They spent millions on luxurious travel worldwide despite horrendous performance from students. I told you, me and Prosperity, we were talking about that. And I told you, they need to work on trying to raise those test scores. But we see, again, waste, fraud, and abuse. Principal-backed Vegas suite, Hawaii professional trip. Remember, the teachers union, Chicago, CPU, they run the show. And look at what they're doing with money. 15 staff trips abroad. And yet, over 43% of teachers have been absent for 10 plus days. Everyone, I hope you're paying attention to these stats. 58% of students are not proficient in reading. 73% are not proficient in math. Get your priorities straight, Chicago Democrats. You know they're going to keep them dumb and illiterate as usual. Let me share this with you. Hit the like button, folks, if you will. Thank you.
Principal booked $400 a night Vegas suite for a conference at a different hotel that started 2 days after his arrival and ended after he left. Teachers took a 4,700 7-day trip to Hawaii for a 4-day professional development seminar. You could have zoomed it, by the way. 15 staff trips to Finland.
I didn't pause that so you can digest that. I want to make sure you have enough time to read all of that info. So this is what they're doing. Not only are they wasting money on non-American citizens, i.e. illegals, they're also wasting money right there in Chicago. Everyone see this? The principal. So again, CPU runs the show. And what they say goes. We know Brandon is a part of CPU. Until Illinois get voter ID, the Democrats will continue to steal and pillage. Boom. Okay. No lies were detected, Ruby. Richard, how are you, love? Those of you who have Facebook or Truth Social, if you will, share this stream out, please. And let's see if we can bring more people into the conversation. The more, the merrier. CJ, it'd be cheaper to hire a hula girl here. Okay, CJ. Citizen, you left out the $173,000 luxury recording studio in Arizona. Oh my God. In the housing for who and food stamps for who and even lawyers for right. ZG, this is what they're doing. They're keeping the kids dumb and illiterate for their advantage so they can blame the system for their failure to succeed in life. Boom. So this is what they're doing. Now, again, a lot of these trips, all you needed to do was a Zoom call. Yes, Brenda, socialism. Socialism, you're right. Absolutely, Brenda. This, you know what they're, this is where they're trying to go. So principal books a $400 a night Las Vegas suite for a conference at a different hotel that started 2 days after his arrival and ended after he left. So look, so this is what they're doing. Teachers took 4,700 7-day trip. So that, I guess that was the cost, to Hawaii for a 4-day professional development seminar. And no one checks them. ZG, because they're CPU. They run the show. They run the show. It's not about the students. It's about the adults. 15 staff trip. Look at where they went. To Finland, Estonia, Egypt, South Africa for professional development and school visits. And we know those that aren't in the school system the way that I am. How you doing, Marga? This is a sham. All of this crap. Oh, we're going over here. We're trying to learn this. We're trying to learn that. Tina, money laundering. Boom. Good. CJ, yes, I saw that. Get those bums off of the system. Let them go to work just like the rest of us. Our veterans, our disabled, and our elderly, let's get them some SNAP benefits if they need them, some Section 8, whatever the elderly, the disabled, and the veterans need. Let's take care of them. Everyone else, make better life choices. Boom. The recording studio is owned by the Chicago Teachers Union, who can't get their members' pensions solidly paid. Keep dropping nuggets, Citizen Kane. We are exposing everything here.
Estonia, Egypt, and South Africa for professional developmental and school visits. So not only do your results suck, but you're out there traveling around the country, and because you feel impervious because the teachers union put the mayor in office and put the governor in office, so you can go and do these exotic trips, and then you could just put the kids in cargo.
Meanwhile, at the same time, going against the charter schools that want to do a better job, that have shown the results, you're seeing these kids go to four-year universities on scholarship, the same poor kids that they said that could not be educated because of their background.
Can't be educated because the teachers are dumb and they're taking trips. They're not teaching anything.
And then we can't get kids to even attend school, but it's no wonder, because if you look at the teachers, they're doing the same thing. 43% of the teachers in Chicago,
43% of the teachers had 10 plus absences. And for those that don't know, when the teacher is not present, subs basically sit there. They're not doing any teaching. They're just a body to be there so that they can be supervised. There is no teaching that takes place. Richard, boom. Absolutely right, Richard. They're not teachers anymore. They're activists. You got that right.
Public school logged 10 or more absences for the 24-25 school year. So the kids aren't showing up to school, and the teachers aren't either.
That's just crazy.
That's sad.
That's like half of teachers missing 10 days of school. And I also think, too, about how short the school year is and how short it feels. There's so many days off. But the report cards speak for what's happening there. The 2025 report card.
Boom. And if you've been here for a while, like Mayor's been here for a while, Baldwin Birds, Tina, Tijuana, and my girls. You know, I did a whole video on Chicago public schools and their test scores. So, yeah, you're already familiar with. You already know they're in the dumps. Yes, Tina. Subject reading, not proficient 58%, proficient 42%, math, not so with these numbers, but they're taking all these trips. They're taking all these trips. What a joke. Look at the two of things you need to make sure your government's not screwing you over. Right. And that's why they keep them dumb, and they just keep they're dumb, and that's why they keep them voting for Democrats. They never learned anything.
There in Chicago, this is for K through 12. 58% of kids are not proficient in reading. 42% are not proficient in math. 73% not proficient in math, I should say. That's 3/4 of the students. We should be embarrassed that we're letting this happen in one of our greatest cities.
In almost every city, you will see.
All right, so that's the end of that. So yeah, we're calling out all of this nonsense. We are calling it all out because that is totally unacceptable. Richard, I would have a really hard time getting a good education nowadays because I wouldn't be able to respect the educators. Okay, Richard. And those are facts. Me being an educator, I don't walk around with blinders on. I see coworkers that, do things they shouldn't do. And hey, I get it. And if you, like I said, Twitter, I'm finding a lot of information on Twitter. Tons of money to teachers unions, all for what? Self-serving people. Boom. And our tax dollars are paying for it. You got it. Yes, Chicago is a city of fraud for sure. And look, if you look at this little picture here, leave our crime alone. They love that crime. They don't want you stopping that crime. Crime is big business. CJ, I think that every state should have to send a copy of every SNAP application that's applied for at the end of the month to the federal government for oversight to make sure no illegals are on it. Boom. I agree. Chicago, yeah, they're bad. Look at this right here. Oh, okay. And I wanted to show you there. Everyone see this? Teachers when I was a kid. I hope everyone had a good recess. It's time for math. So look at the teachers then, and then look at the teachers now. I think Richard just said it. They're not teachers now. They're activists. Whiteness is privilege. Now, who is ready to hear about my sexuality? Boom. Yeah. And there are no lies that are being told here. None whatsoever. And I love, like I said, one good thing about social media, they are exposing it. The CPS and their union leaders are the poster children for the existing cesspool education system throughout much of Cook County. Don't forget that Barack Obozo brought in Arnie Duncan from Chicago to lead the nation in ineffective education. Boom. No lies were told. And again, when I heard that Trump was going to get rid of it, I said, good. All right. And during Duncan's tenure as Secretary of Education, he was a key figure in the Obama administration's development of Common Core. How many of you are old enough to remember Common Core? And that was a travesty where 2 + 2 = 4, and it takes 25 steps to show, and no one could understand it. The parents could not help their children. It was a hot mess. Cut federal funds to SNAP EBT and let the states deal with it. Hey, I'm all for that, Tijuana. New SNAP requirements are released. No more free for all. Good. That's what I'm talking about. That's all I wanted from the beginning, to get the moochers off of the system, provide it to the people who need it, the elderly, the disabled, and our veterans. Yes. So yeah, that's who Barack Obama had heading it up. All right. And he was a loser. Okay. He was the one, if you remember that Common Core crap. And you know, they don't like you to homeschool. Those that don't know, the reason they fight so hard against these charter schools and they don't want you to homeschool. First of all, they want to indoctrinate your children. Second of all, if every time a child leaves public school, those federal dollars leave that school also. So schools don't want to lose federal money. That's all it's about, folks. You know what it's about. And I wanted to show this to you. Even though we're talking about property taxes, this all ties in. Because some of what they're spending the money on, look at the results. Look at the results. Right, Robert? No more money for you. Illinois State Board of Education, schools with 0 students. Look at this, 0, nada, zilch. 0 students scoring proficient on the IAR or SAT in 2024. Can everyone see these stats? These are the school names, their enrollment, their rate, graduation rate. Look at, first of all, let me make this larger. You need to see this. Let me see. Can I make it larger? Okay. Now, these are their stats. And if these are their stats, they may be even less. They may be even, worse than they are. My girls, an educated mind is a dangerous mind. So they keep those kids illiterate, which will put them in a future state of dependency on the government. Yeah, they wind up in jail or they wind up on food stamps. Section 8, which is a powerful tool for the Democrats. Even here in California, my great nephew at 16 cannot read at level. Tijuana, yeah, it's awful. Look at the students are proficient in reading. You see the schools, you see their graduation rates. Oh my God. So yeah, Trump, I'm glad Trump shut down the public education Department of Education. Look at look at some of these schools, and look at these stats. Why are you going to keep throwing money at this? And look at those results. That was a smart move. I love it. All right, so I shared that with you. Let me go back. If you are enjoying this content, hit that like button. Okay. And if you're just joining us, I've already shared some clips on Emperor Johnson and everything that he is doing to Chicago. It is really sad. All right. And I have, I'm still on Twitter. I'm going to pull up another page. I have a few more clips I want to share with you. And then we're done. Let me know if you are enjoying this content. I hope that you are. I really do. But yeah, this is what we're up against, folks. This is what they're doing. All right. So I'm going to stop this page, stop this screen, and I will add another. I'm still on Twitter because it's just so many stories on here. A lot of kids got free passes, can't read, but graduated. Greg, it happens every day, love. I've been in education for 28 years. It happens all the time. It happens, I'm telling you. All right, you heard it from an educator, right? Tijuana, I guess I left it up there because of the dire situation. And that's, I guess, my mentality, with everything that's going on in Chicago. That's just, I left it up. I just left it up. Tijuana. I guess that was my mindset at the time when I created the live stream. And I guess I was a little bit down, just feeling bad about some of the older people and things that they were dealing with. How you doing, Gail? What's wrong, Tijuana? What happened, love? Gail, how you doing, dear? Yeah, and I was just so angry. And what they're doing to these people, and I just didn't change it, Tijuana. And look at this. Everyone see, we're still talking Chicago Teachers Union, CTU. The city council has two options. They can tax the rich, or they can decimate services and tax working class people. That's from Emperor Johnson. And look at this. 90% of Black and Latino voters support taxing ultra wealthy corporations to protect our city. And our mayor, Brandon Johnson's Protecting Chicago budget does just that. It makes wealthy corporations pay their share instead of raising taxes on working people. And it invests a historic $1 billion TIF surplus into our schools, communities, and people. Wound up from motorcycle ride home. Oh, okay. Just be careful, Tijuana. Okay, love. When we invest, he's so full of it. When we invest in our people instead of protecting the ultra rich, and see, he's still not, talking about what the problem is, which is all the money that he spent on the illegals. The choice is clear. Invest in people, not cuts. Tell city council to choose people over corporations. Vote yes on the Protecting Chicago budget. So, he still wants to pass it. Look at this clown. You see my thumbnail? That's a picture of him. All right, here we go.
All of you who are committed to this core message of protecting Chicago and protecting working people. That's what ultimately this budget is about. In this budget, those who have made an absolute killing off the backs of working people, the ultra rich.
Okay, and of course, he's not including the people that he gave all the money to. I talked about that on Sunday. Yes, Richard, boom. He talked about that on Sunday, right? That he was talking about, or the money, we need money for this and that. Tell him where you spent the money, Brandon. He or none of the other Democrats ever mentioned that. It was going to be MAGA. No, unfortunately, this is the real deal. Is Gail all right? What happened to Gail? Gail, are you okay, love?
Big corporations will finally pay their fair share in taxes to help protect our democracy, rather than taxing working Chicagoans. We are proposing progressive revenue streams with nominal taxes and fees in this budget that will impact our city's largest businesses who can readily afford to pay them. Our struggles are interconnected. Our city's destiny is intertwined. What happens in my home neighborhood on the west side of Chicago, the Austin community, it affects the Gold Coast. What happens in Inglewood, it certainly impacts River North. And during this budget cycle, we have made it absolutely clear. The city council has two options, you all. They can tax the rich, or they can decimate services and tax working class people. Well, my administration has made it very clear. This budget is going to protect the working people of.
He is so full of it. He is full of it. And again, some of those people are just sitting there listening to those lies. Gail, I remember you told me that, love. Let us know how you're doing with your recuperation. Everyone send some prayer hands in the comment section for Gail, please. I remember you told me that because you were gone for a while. And then you told me you had a stroke. I hope you let me know. Are you still in physical therapy? What's going on, love? Let me know, okay? All right, here we go. Right, Brenda?
This city, black, brown, white, Asian, from the north side to the southeast side of Chicago.
He is so full of it. I can't with him. So yeah. So you see what they're doing. To our great sister Prosperity and so many other patriots there in Chicago. Just dropped Citizen Press conference question about FBA's property tax. Okay. Thank you, Prosperity. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Gail, let us know how you're doing, love. We're trying to keep up with you. Oh yeah, Mayor, we know. Oh yeah. We know there are white people in Chicago, but Brandon is so racist. Oh my God. Woo. I don't know why white people would vote for Brandon. Oh yeah, Gail, we're here for you, love. I don't know why black or white or Hispanic. Why? The only people that should vote for him are the illegals, and they shouldn't be voting at all. Socialist Chicago Teachers Union leader resists unsafe schools reopening from Puerto Rico poolside. Okay. And then they're showing all these schools where they cannot read at grade level. They are not teaching them anything. Thank you, Citizen. All right. Anyone remember Margaret Thatcher? The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. Anyone remember Margaret? And since he's trying to jack up these property taxes, the taxpayers will no longer fund you when you pay back the $1.8 billion in illegal C funds. You know, I can't say that word. Shame on you. And then we just said that. And it said Chicago teachers loved Zoom school. I bet they did. They weren't teaching anything. They're still not.
Their golden age. Zoom wasn't just a tool. It was their holy grail. As long as you didn't tube in yourself on the call, you could do whatever your heart desired. Chicago teachers knew this. They weren't working on their lesson plans. They were working on their TANs. Like little Miss Sarah. She was VP of the teachers union, fighting like hell to keep kids staying home with mom. On the same day she declared classrooms a death trap, she posted a pool pic from Puerto Rico.
Everyone see that? This is what, all right. These teachers in the Chicago Teachers Union, remember when they were supposed to be teaching from home? This lady was in Puerto Rico, and she was over the teachers union at that time, according to him.
The caption, pool life. Nice emoji, Sarah. But tanning wasn't the only extracurricular. There was dancing.
It's our livelihood versus our lives.
So they were supposed to be teaching. They were doing everything but. Right? I told you, that teachers union is something. Many Black properties are inheritance. They hand them down because that's all they have. Oh, okay. Yeah, but prosperity. Are you aware of any people who've lost their homes because they cannot pay the taxes? Let me know.
$1 million to safely reopen schools that still aren't open. Air filtration upgrades, more custodians, hand sanitizer stations.
So this, of course, was during the pandemic. Yeah, prosperity. I was reading that today. Senior citizens in the Black community are the hardest hit. Oh my God. And again, you're on Social Security. Where are you going to get all that money? And that lady running for mayor, oh, we can set up payment plans. Oh.
Those little plexiglass dividers, the signage about 6 feet. They posted all their grants on the website, and we checked it out. But not surprisingly, the numbers don't add up. There's millions of dollars missing.
Now they're under investigation. Turns out they loved field trips more than the kids. They were burning through taxpayer COVID cash like it was a Vegas bachelor party. Hundreds of employees spent $1.5 million on out-of-town seminars. Even worse, these lavish trips weren't even getting approved. 13 of 15 never even got green lighted. One was rejected, but they said, F it, we're risking it all, baby.
Yeah, Tijuana, we said that. I think my girl said that. So people keep voting for these Democrats, and they're the ones that are taking their property. That's sad. Yes, Nemo, they are evil.
Where were they going? Oh, we have a vacation album. Some were working remotely from the pyramids. 8 schools spent $142 grand on trips to Egypt, Finland, Estonia, and South Africa. It was like a safari on sick leave. One principal booked a $400 Vegas suite with his.
Prosperity said, we know exactly what it is, Tijuana. They used a freaking Black man and people to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That gender and identity politics, but especially that identity politics. They put a Black person. That's what the Democrats have done forever. They put a Black person right there, and then Black people say, oh, they look like me, they're for me, and they are not. They're using a Black face in a high place, and those are the people taking your homes. Yes, Greg. The little lady talking about payment plans is Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas. She announced today she's running. Yeah, citizen. Yes. Thank you, Prosperity, for dropping your channel link.
Wife for 6 straight nights. They were there for a conference. It was just at another hotel. Hope he got as lucky as JB back ribs. Another teacher booked a $5,000 Hawaii getaway for a 4-day seminar. They stayed 7 days. 4 days of learning, 7 days of surfing. They were also getting high in the sky. We're talking hot air balloon rides in South Africa. Yep, $5 grand a pop. How'd they get away with this? Simple. CPS admits nobody was watching the books. Now the teachers are on lockdown, meaning farthest they can go is Mickey D's for a Big Mac. That's even if they show up. One study found nearly a half of the teachers missed 10 or more days in the past school year. But what about the kids? Students tanked. Fewer than 1 in 3 could read at a grade level. Math? Don't ask. 1 in 5 could do algebra. Hope they enjoyed their beachside Mai Tais.
Yeah. So again, that Chicago Teachers Union, they need to be disbanded. Oh my God. So yeah. And if you're just joining us, we talked about I I bet the travel agency is someone's friend, probably Tijuana. Yeah, okay, Marga. Mayor Brandon is representing the white areas because their aldermen came to the table with demands. The black aldermen are in on stiffing their own people and are supporting the illegals. Boom. Okay. Prosperity's that living, she knows. And they black, and then when it's time, when they need a black person's vote, here they come again at begging for votes, and they go right in those booths and vote for them again. And these are the people who are taking your homes. And then, you know, Chicago sales tax will hit 10.5% in, they said in June 2026, the highest of any major U.S. city. So they are taxing people out of the wazoo. And they just approved toll increases. And on top of that, they're proposing even more taxes. And what that seems to me like they're trying to drive people out of the city. Yes, Robert. And we know if they take all these people's property, we know they're going to have some illegals in there, or they're going to go and gentrify the community. We know how that works. Then all the businesses will come back. Hey, business will be booming again. What's crazy is they don't beg people for votes. They insult them into submission. Yeah, fear mongering. Yeah. Go to the black churches and sing a song and all this other crazy stuff. Tina, yes. The puppet master had the puppet put out another word salad. You want to raise taxes to pad your retirements and your benefits package. This is pure greed and has zero to do with education. Boom, we said that. Fewer than 1 in 3 CPS students, and we said that. If you can steal it, take it. Restorative justice, taking other people's stuff because you won't work for your own. Boom. So this is what he's doing, folks. How you doing, Marshmallow? Hit the like button, folks, if you will. Welcome to the live stream. I just wanted to jump on for a little bit. I don't vote based on color. You better believe, you better not. I don't either. I don't care what color you are, because that's how the Democrats operate. They put a black person in a high place, and then they tell you to vote for them, and too many people listen to that crap. And I think I've already told you that. This right here. Okay, where Illinois ranks. They are taxed out of the wazoo. Probably, Brenda. The black preachers, the black politicians. Oh my God. Economics for Dummies. They need to read it. Look at this. This is awful. 90% of black and Latino vote, and I've already said that. So that is total. Look at this. That's awful. Oh my God. And then I think we talked about a few months ago about the businesses, companies that are leaving Chicago. So yeah. All right. I may have, let me see, did I have anything else to share with you? So yeah, so if you're just coming in, I've already shared some video clips, so you might want to go back. And Chicago Mayor Emperor Johnson, he was threatening layoffs, property tax hikes if council rejects his head tax. So let me see. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share with you. But oh yeah, let me put one more clip. But and this came from the Chicago Sun-Times. I'll put that up and then we're done. But yeah, the hardest hit communities are the black communities. And they keep voting for the Democrat. Make it make sense. I don't get it. Marshmallow, yeah, they're having an uprising in Mexico. I know, I was watching that. No, yeah, no color voting. I don't care if you are black. That does not mean I'm giving you my vote. No, ma'am, no, sir. Chicago's, oh, thank you, Tijuana, for that note. Hit the like button, folks. I'm going to share this article with you from the Chicago Sun-Times, and then we are done. All right. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I didn't mean to stay on this long, but I just wanted to share this info with you, and then we're done. And this is what Prosperity was telling us. Can everyone see this? Black neighborhoods hit hardest with Cook County property tax bill increase, analysis find. So again, why would you as a Black American continue to vote for the Democrat? These are the Democrats that are doing this to you. Thank you, Mayor. I don't understand. Residential property tax bills are rising fastest in Black neighborhoods on the South and West side. When their Democrats are doing this, they have a plan. You don't pay those taxes, they're taking the house. They have a plan. Why? I don't get it. People don't understand what's going on. Patriot, that's okay. We're just exposing the lies and corruption of Emperor Brandon Johnson over the Great Republic of Chicago. Homeowners in some of the city's most affordable neighborhoods may be surprised to see a spike in their property tax bills that were mailed out Friday. Yeah, those of you just joining us, I've already showed a couple of clips. I've gone over some on X. Okay, look at what Prosperity is saying, because she lives there, so she has some info. Bills went from $900 to $3,000. These are senior citizens this happened to. They even took away the senior freezes. I caught that on a senior's bill. Boom. So, Prosperity, I said that earlier. So that lady running for mayor, Pappas, oh, don't worry, we have payment plans. If you're on a fixed income and you're receiving Social Security, I don't care how many payment plans you set up, they still don't have the money. It's a property grab, Tijuana. And the sad part, Tijuana, these Black people are voting for Black people, and they're the ones taking their homes. Make it make sense. I don't get it. Because the Democrats know they put, what have I been saying? Prosperity's been saying. They put Black faces in high places because they say, okay, we put a Black person here, they will vote for them. That's why Prosperity and myself, you hear us say all the time, I don't care if you are Black. That does not mean you are getting my vote. No, 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 no. I don't vote based on color. No, ma'am, no, sir. That's why they're in this situation. Prosperity doesn't vote because of color, but she's surrounded by idiots. Oh, look at Prosperity. So look at this. Residential property tax bills are rising fastest in Black neighborhoods on South and West sides as the county's tax burden shifts away from the economically depressed loop, according to a report from the Cook County Treasurer's Office. And the Sun-Times broke this in March, that the property tax burden had shifted from the central business district to neighborhoods. Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas' report released Monday gets specific about how that shift has hit minority neighborhoods hardest. And again, they never say anything about all the money, look at Prosperity, that they spent on illegals. Hit that like button. One more like and we'll have 50 likes. I love it. Tax bills rose the highest in West Garfield Park. The median homeowner tax bill increased nearly $2,000 or i.e. 133%. The highest of any area. North Lawndale home tax bills increased by nearly $1,900 or 99%. Inglewood, the increase was $609 or 82%. Right? Or Chicago, or move away, something. This is not acceptable. Beverly, yeah, I'm so she's voting the right way. She's just surrounded by idiots. And they keep voting blue no matter who. Beverly, you're just joining us. You might have to go back and do the replay. I played some clips earlier. Yes, Tijuana. This is what they're doing. They're taking these black people's homes. So they're using like the Democrats always do. They put black faces in high places. Oh, they'll vote put a black person in that position. They'll vote for them. Those are the people taking their homes. It's already started happening. I've seen videos on this already. You would think after a while people would realize voting Democrat doesn't pay. It's like pumping your money into a broken slot machine. Yes, Tamaga. You have to look at the latest releases. I also went into debt as tips for those on my live today, how to deal with them. Okay, Prosperity. Yes, there needs to be indictments. So look at this, folks. This is unacceptable. Look at this. And again, you look at these some of these elderly black people, they are on fixed incomes. I don't care how many payment plans you say people can get. If they don't have the money because they just have Social Security, they still can't pay that tax bill. You don't pay your tax bill, you lose your home. We know what this is about. This is a property grab. That's all it is. You've been replaced. Stop voting for Democrats. Home values in many poor neighborhoods have finally recouped the value they had before the Great Recession, according to the report. And since their value is rising faster than homes in more expensive neighborhoods, their tax bills have risen the quickest. They say anything they say will do, right? Prosperity, you definitely need to start doing videos on how people help those elderly people save their homes. Someone needs to help those people. That is not right. All of that is compounded by an overall increase in the tax levy across the county and the shrinking contribution in property taxes from businesses in the loop. Residential assessed values increased the most in communities on the south and west sides, in 3 communities, and we did mention those. The median residential assessed value more than doubled. Oh my God. So I'm going to pull this up so you can see this. West Garfield Park plus 131.8%. Inglewood, look at that. Look at this. I hope everyone can see this. And leave those ninjas who want you gone alone. Stop being deceived by the lies they tell you by supporting the Democratic lies and black faces. Boom. My girls, right? Because Chicago was the headquarters of the mafia from the 1920s, and that spiritual corruption lingers till this day. That's why the government there is so corrupt. Good point, my girls. So you can see these percentages here. And we know she summed up the issue in a news release. When the loop gets a cold, the rest of the city gets pneumonia. We don't want to hear, ma'am, we don't want to hear what you're saying. My girls, the governor and the mayor of Illinois, I think, are working with cartels. They act like it, Tina. I guarantee you the fine print on those payment plans will stipulate you late on one payment, instant foreclosure. Boom. Tijuana knows what's going on here. The goal is, this is a property grab. Yes, Nemo, it's sickening. Lance Williams, professor of urban studies at Northeastern Illinois University, said the shifting tax burden to the city's poorest residents is a result of bad public policy. It's unfortunate that this crisis downtown has to be felt by Black and brown neighborhoods, said Williams, a Southsider who's studying the links between public policy and neighborhood divestment and violence. I look at this like robbing from the poor to give to the rich. The poor have to bail out the rich, Williams said. Chicago's residential property tax bills changed more than usual this year because of the reassessment of property in 2024. The reassessment triggered a shift in tax burden from commercial properties in the loop to homeowners elsewhere. Commercial property values in the loop tumbled during the pandemic as offices became vacant and workers shifted to hybrid schedules. The loop hasn't fully recovered. Commercial properties there lost $379.2 million or 7.2% in assessed value, according to the report. The Loop's commercial properties accounted for 11% of all taxes collected in 2024 compared to 13% the year before. Meanwhile, the tax burden on homeowners skyrocketed as home values increased, but the overall value of commercial properties stagnated. And I'll leave that there so you can see that. Yes, Tijuana. Bull sugar. Downtown Loop is sorry. The businesses came out today and spoke against the head taxes. Okay, thank you. I'm not surprised it costs more to insure your house in a neighborhood that has higher crime. You're more likely to have your stuff stolen. Okay, MAGA. So yeah, this is what's happening. On the south and west sides, the median residential property bill rose by more than 30% in 15 community areas. Chicago residents who had seen their home values plummet during the Great Recession now are seeing values in their taxes skyrocket, the report says. And they know what they're doing. Tijuana said it. It's a property grab. Excuse me. Homes on the west and south sides were also hit harder because property owners appealed their assessments less often, according to the report. But in richer neighborhoods, the increase was not as stark. The analysis found residential assessed values largely kept up with actual sales prices in recent years. Overall, more homeowners are paying more in property taxes. Taxes increased for more than 1.2 million homes, about 80% of all Cook County homeowners. The median residential tax bill in the city rose 16.7% to $4,457, the largest percentage city increase in at least 30 years, according to other to the report. And you can see here with this little graph what's going on. How you doing, Saria? So they are I'm with Tijuana border jump, but this is a bunch of bull malarkey. Yes, prosperity. Prosperity was like, nope, you're not jacking my prices up. All right. Other factors contributed to rising tax bills, including an overall increase in the tax levy. Across the county, taxes rose $871.8 million to nearly $19.2 billion, or 4.8%, well above the 3.5% inflation rate for 2024, according to the report. Bills also rose due to the increased demand for tax increment financing districts and taxes imposed under the state's recapture law, which lets school districts and local governments increase levies to make up for taxes refunded the previous year to taxpayers who appealed. About 5,300 homeowners who owed nothing last year are getting a bill this year, according to the report, because their assessed home values now exceed the value of their exemptions. Cook County suburbs were largely spared from large increases because their properties have been reassessed in prior years. This is according to the report. Nearly 1.8 million tax bills were mailed to property owners November 14th after a 4-month delay. They are due to, everyone see this? Let me highlight this. Now you tell me they're not trying to take people's homes. How you doing, Happy Butterfly? Happy Butterfly said my bill tripled in Gladstone Park, Chicago. Happy Butterfly, welcome to the channel, love. We are glad you are here. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. Everyone, welcome Happy Butterfly to the channel. Prosperity, drop your channel link, love. Happy Butterfly lives there in Chicago. Gladstone Park, Chicago, Illinois. Thank you. So this is unacceptable, folks. But look at this. Where's Tijuana? Tijuana used to hear nearly 1.8 million tax bills were mailed to property owners November 14th. Now look at this. There was a 4-month delay. You see how I have that highlighted? I have that highlighted for a reason. They're due December 15th. So they delayed it. This was by 4 months. They delayed it. Okay. That's not acceptable. And you tell me they're not trying to take people's properties. Please. And that's all I have on that. That's enough. Oh my God. Arson at City Hall is under investigation. So that now you see why Brandon Johnson is surrounded by all of these officers. He's afraid, but look at what he's doing. And there was some type of arson at City Hall. It's under investigation. So I don't know if those were the people who were burning their bills, their property tax bills. I don't know. How you doing, Chris? Christopher, yes, we are exposing what they are doing to the citizens of Chicago. And it's acceptable. I think, are you new here, Christopher? I think you are. And I am, this is not acceptable. Lanita, how you doing? Chris, share this on your various forms of social media, please. Bring more people into the conversation. Oh, Chris is new here. Okay. Christopher, everyone say hello. And please, let me see, CH, yeah. Please welcome Christopher to the Rolyn's Reviews YouTube family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are glad you are here. Okay, Prosperity. Yeah, they were burning the new bills. All right. So hello, hello, hello. We are welcoming you. Chris, let us know if you live in Chicago. We stand with Chicago. We do. It is not acceptable. And we are trying to wake people up so that they stop voting for these Democrats. They're the ones who are taking their homes. Yes, beautiful butterfly, Christopher. I mean, the family's growing. I love it. Okay, Prosperity. I'm gonna play one of Prosperity's shorts, and then we'll be done. Let me see which one. Property tax increase. Okay, there we go. I'm going to play another video, a short video, and then we'll get out of here, okay? All right. I'm losing my voice for some reason. Yes, she's running for mayor. Yes. Unfortunately. I'm trying to get the video up and going, Miss Prosperity. If you're enjoying the content, hey, why not hit that like button? Hit that subscribe button. Share this stream out. We're always glad to welcome new people to the Rolyn's Reviews family. Okay. We are, okay, I'm going to try to get it now. I'm trying to queue up the video, Prosperity. Just to make you laugh, Prosperity, that clown on the thumbnail, that's Brandon. Yeah, Lanita, how you doing? All right. I'm trying to. Okay, I think I can get the video now. Hold on. Now wait. Okay, Prosperity. I'm trying to pull it up now. So once we watch this video, we'll be done. It's just a short video. All right. It's one of Prosperity's shorts, I think. Is it? I think it's a short. Correct, Prosperity. It's a short. Yeah, I have it. Property tax increase. Okay, I got it. I just pulled it up. All right. Once I share this, we'll be done. Sister Prosperity, if you will, drop your channel link one more time for us, please, ma'am. All right, and then we're going to get out of here because for some reason my voice is leaving. Why, I don't know. We had a field trip today. I didn't have to teach anything, but my voice is leaving. Okay. All right, I have it, Prosperity. So I'm going to share it now. And again, if you will, drop your channel link. Make sure you're subbed up to Miss Prosperity if you're new here. She is our boots on the ground. She, as well as Citizen Kane. All right, so let's see. She's talking about the property tax increase. All right, here we go. Let me make sure everyone can see it before I start playing it. There we go. All right, let's listen.
Many people, which appears to be primarily from the west and south sides of Chicago, are speaking loudly about the surprise property tax increases. Renters, this affects you too, because the cost will be passed on to you. Many of these people are generational or longtime Black homeowners, which also believe this elected mayor was going to look out for them. We brought this news to you last year when the mayor wanted to increase property taxes by $300 million. The more we pointed out this man's intentions, people didn't want to believe it. All he claimed how it happened, he inherited the problems, was not the reality. He invited it when he ran for the mayor position. He's also magnified the problems because he didn't know how to manage the funds correctly for the proper circumstances. He told you he will make sure the residents, the people, working people, Chicagoans, and other names he referenced the illegal aliens by, were taken care of, but at our expense, which are the citizens of the USA. He pushed this matter in the faces of citizens, but the words were ignored. What more does it take to see? Homelessness. While Brandon Johnson was directing you to blame Trump, he was moving right under your noses with this smoothness of deception that he had control over. Not Trump. Brandon Johnson has been very clear that his mission is to make sure the illegal aliens got the very best of care, at our expense. Do you believe now? How many received their water flood damage grant payments of 2023 or 2024 from the Austin Ward District? Because that money was released to Cook County. We are not talking about a low percentage loan that was introduced for you to take on by FEMA. If you don't demand tangibles, you will continue to receive nothing in return. This is a great example of identity politics. Know who will properly represent you, instead of believing the other because of an identical color, who must know your struggles or troubles. Know your representative.
Okay. And those of you, Chris, I think you're new here, and Butterfly, excuse me, Beautiful Butterfly is new here. And we say that all the time. Don't vote based on skin color. You need, Happy Butterfly, you need to make sure that that person's policies align with your morals and what you represent and what you stand for. Yes, my girls. They're still caught up on, oh, he's Black, he's going to help me. And as Prosperity said, no, he's not. He's shown you the entire time he's been in office, he's not doing anything for you. Stop being stuck on stupid. Tijuana, they cheat. We tried to recall Gruesome Newscomb, and he still got in. Boom. Lanita, he's doing a land grab, especially from the elderly. But Lanita, yes, we were talking about that before you joined us. That will allow the city to auction off land or homes to foreign investors. Boom. They have to protest and get petitions to stop it on the next ballot. Lanita, I was just, I'll probably talk about that with prosperity. What can we do? Because it's already happening in some other places. It's a land grab. Tijuana, as soon as I remember Tijuana, I did a video on this months and months ago. So this is nothing new to see here. We've been talking about this, right? We know what this is. And it's happening from what I can see in a lot of different communities. They're taking people's homes that can't pay the taxes. And all these people are coming in here buying up all the land and the homes. So you can't tell me this isn't a plot, because it is. And they know what they're doing. It's a land grab, a property grab, whatever you want to call it. It's still stealing by any other name. And the sad part about it is you're doing your own people, that you vote for people that look like you, and those are the ones that are doing it. That's the sad part. And until people are able to wake up and realize that, what else can I say? What can I do? And our great sister, Miss Prosperity, she's suffering, and she doesn't even vote for these clowns. So what do you do? But I really, again, I really would like for someone to help the older people who are struggling, because we know what this is about. All of us a lot of you who've been here for a while, and we've been talking about this. They're just taking people's homes. That's all they're doing. And again, thank God, we know what's really going on, right? So, pretty much that's all I had for you. Let me get this right here. And it's sad. It really is. And okay, here we go. You could tell me they used to do eminent domain to take homes and land. Yeah, now they're just taxing people out where they can't afford it, Lanita. Work your whole life just to lose it all after you get old. Boom. Christopher, yes, that's the sad part about it. Greg, I wish. Yeah, that now they're just taxing people out of the wazoo, and they can't. I told you, when we come back on, I got to find that content. I was watching a content creator. He did a story on that. And there was this old Black lady. He had a beautiful home, and she didn't pay her taxes. And so she was being put out. Yes, Chris, it is. She was being put out of her home. Thank you, Chris. And then the young lady in this last short clip, that's Prosperity, the channel I told you to sub up to. But yeah, I've done a lot of videos on this. Chris, I know you're new here. Go back and look at all the videos I've done on Chicago. And leave comments. I will respond. Go back. And I'm usually on camera. I just didn't have time to really come home. When I rush home from work, I have to jump on, and I don't have time to set things up. But yeah, go back and look at all of the videos. And Miss Prosperity, she's in a lot of the videos. She lives there. She goes to the city council meetings, and she lets loose. Okay. She does not hold back. Yeah, if you go back, now you'll see a lot. I did a lot of videos prior to the election, but I've done a lot of videos on Chicago. And so I definitely want you to go back and check it out. We will continue to expose not just Brandon Johnson. We will continue to expose all of these shysters. And that's what they do. I mean, that's what they are. Yeah, go back and check out those videos. All right, we're going to get out of here. I know some of you have to get up and go to work tomorrow. You know I do as well. But yeah, check it out. Okay, copy, paste. Christopher, I'll drop a link from just one of the Chicago videos. And Prosperity's been on the show several times. We did a video yesterday on Sunday, and some of them are long. I know no one has time to sit down for 2 or 3 hours, but check out the high points and let me know what you think. Oh yeah, Marshmallow, thank you for joining us. We will continue to expose this. He did, Mayor. He did threaten the people. I just pulled up one of the articles. He sure did. He threatens. If they don't give him what he wants, he threatened there's going to be layoffs, property tax hikes, all of these things. He sure did. You're absolutely right. Yeah, all of you take care. And Prosperity, you keep fighting. We are fighting with you. We stand with Chicago. We do. If you stand with Chicago, type a 1 in the comment section for me, please. Yes, all of you, please be safe. Yes, Chris. Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks. He's praying the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. I lost my voice. I tried to finish it, but my voice is gone. Face to face, out on the heat, hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds, still we take to the street for the kill with the skill to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Woo! I did my best. I lost my voice. Yes, love you all. Chris, welcome. Butterfly, welcome. All of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. All new and old, I love you. Be safe. I may jump on tomorrow, Chris. If I'm not, thank you, Chris. I normally sound a little bit better than that, but I took my students on a field trip today and I lost my voice because we were having so much fun. I was screaming and laughing. So I should be better tomorrow. Thank you, Chris. And that's what we want all of our Chicago friends to have, the eye of the tiger, the thrill of the fight. You are not giving up, and we stand with you. And I'm coming to talk to all of you right now in the comment section. I love you. Be safe. Once I end this live stream, Chris and everyone, come back and leave me comments. I will respond. If I don't get you tonight, I'll get you tomorrow. I love you and be safe. And I'm coming to talk to you right now.